Hi there, Laura here. Today I am going to do my hashtag Team Project Pan update for April. So as usual, I have had some good progress with some things and some zero progress on others. So this hashtag Team Project Pan is a rolling project pan for the year, and it was created by Kirsten and Hayley from Beauty News. So I will link their channels down below so you can have a look there. And it's a rolling project pan for the year, and seasonally you can roll things in and out, and as you finish stuff you roll something back in, and it's supposed to be a full face, and it can include skincare or perfume or nail polish or whatever you want. So my one's mostly makeup, and I've got a couple of perfumes in it as well. So I'm going to go through and show you what I used and what I didn't use, and I'm going to go in order of my little list here and try not to forget stuff, because I always forget stuff. So for my primers this month, I was using the NYX Pore Filler, which is here. I finished this during my project, and if you watched my product roulette you would have seen me comparing this one to the e.l.f. Poreless Primer, and how I didn't really see much difference. I don't usually wear this day after day, and I was starting to break out a little bit, especially because I was using this half of my face with the e.l.f. one and this half with the NYX one to see if there was any difference for a few days, and I had some reaction around my chin and a couple of breakouts around my nose. I don't know whether it was this or hormones, but I suspect it was this. I'm glad it's finished because I don't want to use it anymore anyway. But it is empty. There's nothing left in my bottle, so that's all gone. And I'm going to... No. Yes. Oh, Dad was going to take your love. So in its place, I'm going to roll in my Rimmel Stay Matte makeup primer, because this is my next oldest primer, and it is up to here. So I'm going to use that next, and I'll just be using that like around here and maybe a little bit up here, and for the rest of my face I'll probably use my e.l.f. hydrating primer or my Coco Calming Body Shop facial mist, or both, because that's what I've been doing lately. For foundation, I was using my Maybelline Superstay, and I was nearly finished last time, and I have finished now. So I took the tops off and I scraped out as much as I could, and I can't get any more out, so those two are empty. There are two because I had to mix the shades. And then I switched to my Maybelline Dream Cushion, and this was nearly a year old because I took it with me in June, July when we went to Australia, and that's when I first opened it. So I knew it was nearly a year old, and I hadn't used it that much since we'd been back, so there wasn't that much left. So this is what it looks like. So I finished that as well. Now I forgot to tell you how much I used of. Hang on. So the Pore Filling Primer I used 5, 10, 15. I used 18 times before it was finished. And as I said, sometimes I only used it on half my face. And I used the Stay Matte. So the Superstay Maybelline foundation I used 7 times after the last update, and then it was empty. I couldn't get any more out. And then I moved on to the Dream Cushion, and I used this 8 times and then it was run out. So I took the sponge out, turned it over, and I even at the end there I used the sponge on my face to try and get all the product out until nothing would really come out anymore. I couldn't get enough to cover my face, so that is all used up as well. And in its place I am putting the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Fit Me foundations, and I've got 2 shades here. I've got Classic Ivory and Natural Nude, because again I couldn't get my perfect shade in this formula, so I'm going to finish those up. I don't always buy Maybelline foundations, it's just that I happen to buy a lot at around about the same time looking for another nice foundation. This one's okay, it's not my favourite because again it wears really quickly around this part of my face. It just disappears. All foundations seem to do that, some of them more than others, and this one is one of those ones that do quite quickly. The rest of my face looks really nice, and then there's no foundation around here or on my chin. So I haven't got that much left in here. I'm down to here. I've already started to use it, so I have used it 4 times already, so I'm going to swap that in. So my LA Girl Pro Conceal, this is the one I use on my face, and this lighter one is the one I've been using under my eyes. So there wasn't that much left last time, so there's not that much left in there, and I'm not sure exactly where it is because the bottle starts getting really hard. It is getting quite hard to get stuff out, so it's not going to be long before this is used up. This one was about half full, and now it's down to here. And I used those 24 times in total this month, and I used them both the same. I used both of them at the same time, so they'll just stay in. My setting powder, where did I put that? So my Rimmel Stay Matte setting powder has got quite a bit of pan on it. So this is what it looks like. Got a big lot of pan now, and go this way. I will put a picture up here of how much I had last time, and I used that 5, 10, 15, 20, 22 times over the month. And most of the time I do my little trick where I'll get my loose powder, this is the Revlon lace one, and I'll just pop a little bit in there and swirl it around with my brush and use them together, because that seems to work really well. And so that's what I did with this over the month. And why I'm talking about this one, I'll put this one in too. So this one is now up to about here. It was full right up to the top before, and I used this one 22 times as well. So every time I used my Stay Matte this month, I used my Revolution lace powder with it and used them together. So for setting spray this month, I was onto a new setting spray, so I was using my Milani Make It Dewy, which was basically full, and now it is empty. I did decant this into another bottle because it was the sprayer on it was going all over the place and was really weird, so I decanted it into another sprayer bottle that had a nice sprayer, but it didn't last very long before that one was going weird, so it must be the formula that makes the sprayer go weird. If you have got oily skin, you will not like this at all, and even for me, at time I'd put it on and it would just be too dewy, and I found myself spraying the Make It Last over the top right at the end of my makeup just so I wasn't so shiny. So I wouldn't repurchase this, but this one's empty and I replaced it with this one. So I used this one and this one together sometimes, and I've used half of this bottle already, but I'm going to roll this one in to use as my fixing spray for this month. So my Maybelline Tattoo in Barely Branded, I only used 4 times, so here is here is what it looks like, and I'll put a picture up there so you can see what it was like last time. I can see a bit more bottom, but I haven't used it a whole heck of a lot. And same with my liquid, my Designer Brands glitter liner. I used this 4 times as well. I took the stopper out of this because I was having trouble getting any product out. I also had to thin it down a bit, and I had to thin it down twice over the month, even though I only used it 4 times, because it's getting quite thick. I don't think there's that much in the bottom, and the brush won't go all the way down to the bottom, and I had trouble getting it out and coating the brush now without thinning it down. So I don't know how much longer this would last, and I said that last time, but I only used it 4 times, and there's still some life in it, so I'm going to keep it in and keep using it because I do actually really like that. My mascara, my Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara, I have used 22 times. So it's I had to thin this down twice over the last month too, because it's thickening up quite a lot and it was making my lashes too clumpy for me. So I'm going to leave it in. This will be the last month that it stays in though, because it'll be 3 months old after that since I opened it. So if I haven't finished it by the end of the next update, I'll be taking it out anyway. My OXX Studio Face Palette in medium. I have been using the contour powder out of there. This was practically brand new. I'd used it once when I did my first impressions on it, but I hadn't really used it since then, and I feel like it's drying out really fast. So I'm not impressed with this palette. This palette seems to be drying out very quickly, and I'm not sure how much longer I'd want to use it. So I used that contour powder 19 times, and the bronzer in here I used twice, this one here. But the other thing I find with the bronzer, with these little pans here, is I can't get my big brush in it, because I like to use a big bronzing brush like this, and it's hard to get in there without getting into the other things. So I may end up decluttering this. This is the only contour I have at the moment, and today I'm not even wearing it. I'm actually wearing an eyeshadow as a contour today. So I don't have another contour at the moment. This is the only contour one I have, and I'm sort of wondering, do I need another contour, or do I just use the appropriate coloured eyeshadow? So I haven't decided. I'm going to leave it in at the moment, but I may not use it as much. So my Rimmel Stay Matte lipstick is still going, but I think we're pretty much way down here now. It never had a stopper. I'm still getting product out of it. You can't really see anything, so there's still plenty of product on the doe foot. So it's still going strong, and I used that 21 times over the month. So I used it quite a lot, still going strong. The gloss was here, and I've used right down to here, so I've used it quite a lot. So I've used this 26 times over the month, and there's not that much left, but obviously used it way more this month than I did last month, as you can see. So hopefully by next update I'll be finished with that one, and I can start another one, because I've got a few lip glosses that need using up. Because I'd finished my lipstick last time, I'd put in my Nude by Nature sample blister pack here, and I just kept forgetting to use it. So I used the Plum colour here twice, and I used the Pale Coral colour here twice, and that's all I used. that's as far as I got, so I keep forgetting to actually use it. So that's just going to stay in. And I did end up using my Stay Matte heaps instead. For my fragrance, I've got the Satsuma Body Mist by The Body Shop, and I was up to here last time and now I'm up to here. So I use about the same amount every month. I spray it on myself every morning, and I use this one, which is the Japanese Cherry Blossom Strawberry Kiss, and again I use about the same amount every month. I was up to there and now I'm up to here. Spray it on me at night time. Two eyeshadow palettes. So my BYS Nude 4 looks exactly the same as last time because I didn't use it at all. So this one's a big fail so far because I can't seem to concentrate on two at once, plus try out new palettes and stuff. So I've been using this one quite a lot, and I use this one not as much as the other months because I've been trying out new palettes, and I have been doing a few first impressions or 3 looks 1 palette and stuff, so this one didn't get used for the eyeshadows as often. So I did use the highlighter 24 times, and I used the bronzer, no sorry, not the bronzer, I did use the bronzer 15 times and then it was finished so I couldn't use it anymore. And the blush I've used 24 times as well, but the eyeshadow I only used 18 times, and this is what it looks like now. So got very little of the highlighter left. The bronzer is completely gone. It's a good size pan in the blush now, and I've hit pan on a few more of the eyeshadows, and I'll insert a few looks. I didn't take many photos of looks this time because, as I said, I wasn't using this one quite as much, so it definitely shows the progress has slowed down a little bit because I didn't use it as much. And I used this shade here as my contour today. So those shimmer shades are definitely going down, the colourful ones. This colour here, it looks dark grey. I'm wearing that today over here. It's actually a very dark blue, and it surprised me how much I liked it. I didn't think I'd use that one much, so I think I'll be using that one more than I thought, which is good. So here's one of my looks for my Pan That palette this month, and I've used a little bit of the green in the Colour Festival palette from BH, just on in the corner there, and I've used a highlight on the inner corner there. So I just used the aqua and some of the browns. So I wanted to come on and show you the look because I've been doing so much filming lately and I haven't been going out much. So that means that most of the looks that I've been doing I've already filmed, and for this series of pictures that I show you for what I've used in the month with my Pan That palette, I like to put in looks that you haven't seen before. So this is one of them. And I think that's everything. Yeah, so that's everything. That's my update for April. on my Teen Project pen, and wish me luck for next month. And hopefully I'll use this palette a bit more and get a bit more progress done. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.